Okay. I start climbing the cliff. Right. Okay. Good. Yes. Absolutely. I can make a climb check. Yes. Okay. Right. 17. 17. Yes. Okay. Good. I want to try and get to that ledge up there because I think that'll be better. Okay. Want another climb check? I just. All right. No. No. Getting onto the ledge is different. Yeah. Okay. All right. 22. Yes. Rolled pretty high there. Okay, good. I'm on the ledge. Okay, have I got to the top yet? No, I still have another 400 feet to go. Yeah, no, I remember you saying it was a very high cliff. Okay, right, well, I carry on going. Another climb check. Sure. 15. Yeah, I've got a lot of climb points. Yes. Yes. Oh, that gets me up 10 feet. I've got to roll another. I'm going to roll another 40 times. My character actually, no, you know what he does? He pushes away from the edge of the cliff and swan dives into the ground. That's what he does. Yeah. You want me to make a check? Hello and welcome to this week's episode of How to Be a Great GM. My name is Guy and today we're looking at the question, are you a pain in the ass, Amir? YouTube demonetization policy and that kind of thing. So are you a pain in the ass, Amir? That's the question we're asking on today's video, and sometimes it can happen. So how does it happen? Repetition, redundancy, ridiculousness, relevance, reaction. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. All of those things, the dreaded R's. Don't succumb to the dreaded R's, because that would be very bad. So how do you avoid, how do you detect, how do you know if you are an Asimir GM or not? Let's go through it, he said, pressing the button, realizing... Repetition. We're not just talking about repetition in terms of using the same words. Safe words and things I'm not going to talk about. Safe words are words that you go back to when you can't think of something. Or, like, or as I said, or do you get what I mean? Do you understand what I mean? Do you get what I mean? Do you get what I mean? Do you get what I mean? We don't. That's why you're talking. So we're not talking about that kind of repetition. We're talking about repetition of skill checks. Skill uses. You're driving a car. Okay, great. Give me a drive check. Yes. All right, fine. Good. You rolled well. Excellent. You pull up at a stop street. Oh, give me another drive check. Really? Really? That's what you're going to be doing every 100 meters, 50 meters? Skill checks don't need to be repeated. Once the character's done them, we assume that they're doing them. Now, most rulebooks will state this as a fact. Once the character's started to do something and they've succeeded, they should basically be able to carry on unless there's a significant change in the outcome. Oh, I speed around the corner. Sure, give me a drive check because you're doing it at speed. Great. But once you've done that and you're clearing it and you're booking it down the main road and you take another corner, well, you've done it once already, so that's fine. Are you doing anything different this time? Yeah, I'm trying to spin the back out so I knock out some pedestrians. Oh, all right. Well, then that's a different thing. That's not a drive check. That's a skill challenge, or that's some other kind of timing check. Whatever your system might use, change it up. So don't just repeat the same skills over and over again. One of my pet hates, absolute pet hates, is in science fiction games. I'm trying to open the door. Okay, computer use. All right, good, fine, thank you. I try and crack the computer. Computer use. All right, I try and raise the shields on the starship. Computer use. Right, okay, good. I try and use the medical laboratory equipment to detect bacteria. Okay, computer use. Oh my goodness, why do they bother even having the skill listed in the first place if that's going to be the only thing that everyone ever asks for? You, as the game master, can think of better skills, more different roles, come up with something to just change up what the character is being required to do every single time they're making a roll. You don't have to use the same thing. Combat, by its very nature, is frequently dull because it's I hit. It's the same damn formula time and time again. That is very boring. It's very Asimir, if you ask me. Plots. There are so many plots, he said, knowing that he said on his channel there's only one. Now, there are variations on a plot. And there are 4 adventure bases that you can use in order to tell your story in a better way. We know that much. That's been established on this channel. So by running the same plot, oh, we've got to go and rescue the princess again? Shouldn't she really just be under lock and key? I mean, she does get abducted every single time we get her back to the castle. Changing up your plots is very, very easy. There's a plot tracker on the website that you can go and get free, download it, to make sure that you are running through the 4 different types of plot. And if you don't know what they are, go and look on the channel. They're there. The videos are there. They're there. You don't have to do the same thing. Where is this thing? You don't have to do the same thing. I need to get rid of my pen. You don't have to do it all the time. Repetition gets boring. Do you notice how I've been repeating the same thing over and over? It gets boring. NPCs, all the NPCs are neutral evil. None of them are going to help the party, or they're going to help the party and try and stab them in the back somehow, some way, somewhere, sometime. It's going to happen. Your NPCs need to be diverse, but not just in terms of, well, she's got a moustache and he's got a moustache, but she also has something that he doesn't have. A wart. Change up how the NPCs interact with the party. Some can be friendly, some can be dismissive, some can be arrogant, some can be condescending, some can be loving, some can be enthusiastic, some can be completely blindsided by the party. Others can be distracted. By changing up how the NPCs react to your party, you'd be amazed at how much more interesting the story has suddenly become. It is critical that when you look at these 3 things, can I have my fingers up right now? Yes, when you look at these 3 things, skills, plots, and NPCs, that you diversify as much as you can. You will find from time to time that you might end up in a rut where your NPCs are all starting to be the same, where your skill requests are all starting to be the same, because you become comfortable just throwing out, okay, give me a this check, give me a that challenge, give me a this number, roll some dice, whatever, do the thing. When you start to notice that, step back, breathe, and change it up. Challenge yourself to do something different. Redundancy. Oh, I'm accused of this all the time. I disagree with the players who accuse me of making redundant roles, but that's a different story altogether. Redundant things. Non-outcome. You walk into the tavern and the tavern keeper starts to haggle with you for the price of a beer. Why? Is that the custom in this particular tavern? No, all taverns do that. It's redundant. We don't need that. It's a waste of life. It's a complete ass and mere approach to keeping how your games are running. Non-outcome stuff that you require rolls on. Okay, I want to drive down this wide open highway. Okay, give me a driving roll. Oh, you only had to beat a 10. Well, a wombat could beat a 10. There's no need for you to require the roll in the first place. Don't make a redundant roll required. All it does is slow down the game and make me think that you are redundant. Nonetheless, non-outcome events should not require anything at all because they're non-outcome. That doesn't matter. There's no effect on the story whatsoever. So don't make us have to do it. Limited failure. If there is a limited failure, it's very similar to a non-outcome. But if the failure is, well, it's just the same price, don't play it up. Don't make it feel as if there's a huge amount of stuff at stake here. There isn't. It's limited failure. Well, you enter in the wrong code. Oh dear, what happens? Well, you get locked out. Can I enter the code in again? Yes. We needed that whole interchange. You could have just said you're locked out, but you can enter the code again. You could have done that. You didn't. I promised I wouldn't get angry, but these are things that happen, and they're so frustrating. Delay for mechanics. Okay, you shoot at him. He's 600 feet away. I have so many penalties. Unless I roll a 20, he is never going to hit me. Yeah, but the mechanics say I've got to roll, so he's going to shoot at you. Oh, he missed. Okay, how far do you run? 60 feet. Great, 540 feet to go. 480 feet to go. More rolling. I'm just rolling because it's never going to hit, but there's a 1 and... Delaying for mechanics reasons is absolutely ridiculous. And unfortunately, certain systems actually have this as an inbuilt mechanic. Time to homebrew this nonsense. If you don't know how to homebrew stuff, go and watch my video on how to homebrew stuff. Because the idea that, oh, well, the mechanics say this, so we have to do it. No, you don't. No, you don't. You do not have to do it. You don't. No, you have the power. You are the great GM, supposedly. You can just say, no. Try that once in a while. If you are doing redundant stuff, just say, yes, it works. Or, no, the mechanics are not going to cause us to do that. We're just going to do it. Just. Ridiculousness. When there is no chance in hell that something is going to happen. No chance. Absolutely no chance. It is a ridiculous call. I want to fire my arrow so that it bounces off the wall, ricochets off that tin pot over there, then it flies through the chandelier, severing the rope because it just nicks it. That causes it to lose enough velocity so it drops down into the water and stabs the fish in the head. Okay, let's work out the maths. You've got to first do that. What? No, there's no chance. It's just not going to happen. It will never happen. Roll 5d20 and get 20 on all 5 of them. There you go. That's it. Done. There's no need to work out or calculate or spend hours arguing over something that is just simply not possible. And I know that I frequently talk about the fact that physics should be suspended because we're flying around in starships faster than the speed of light, or we are fighting dragons that breathe fire. I understand this. However, there are certain fundamentals which just become ridiculous. If that is the case where you can do something like that, then you are shot by an arrow from an archer who was standing 5 miles away, and he fired the arrow at a tin pot which bounced off of an elephant's head and managed to achieve sufficient velocity to get caught by an eagle, which then happened to drop it just before it flew directly over you, and you got hit in the head by the arrow. Suck on it. So no, if there's no chance, there's no chance. Don't roll for it. There's just no chance. If there's no need for the roll, a horde of 20,000 Mongols are charging over the dusty plain, coming to reclaim their natural birthright territory. I want everyone to roll listen checks to see if they can hear them. Are the player characters all... earmuffs? Are they wearing earmuffs? Are they sleeping? No, wide awake. How far away are the Mongols? Oh, about 100 feet. Don't be ridiculous. Do not be... No, because they might be able to sneak up on you. Oh, yeah. They might be able to sneak up on us. But they're riding horses, you say, galloping at full speed. Yeah, the horses got mufflers on their hooves, do they? Mufflers? No? It's sandy, so that we can't hear the hoof beats. No, it's hard, stony, rocky... Amir. Because the rules say so. Well, yeah, we've seen what rules mechanics did when it was redundant. Now we're going to look at them when it's ridiculous. Oh no, the rules say that you can do that. Yeah, yes, they do. They do. They absolutely do. They're absolutely ridiculous. They don't belong in the game. Homebrew, auf Wiedersehen, goodbye, sayonara, I will never see you ever again. If it's ridiculous, and you don't play a ridiculous game, just take it out. Don't become a slave to it. That's what we're here for. We're empowering ourselves to tell better stories, to run better games, not to be trapped by stupidity because some game designer 20 years ago didn't ever anticipate this particular outcome, but now because you happen to be in it, you're stuck being ridiculous. Relevance. Is it relevant? Make a roll. Make a roll. Yeah. There's a listening roll. Oh, good. Okay. Well, yeah, you hear the street sounds, dogs barking, that kind of stuff. I passed the check. Yeah. No. I was just checking to see if you could hear all that sort of stuff. Yeah. What? Okay. All right. Fine. Okay, shall I randomly roll to see if I see the road that I'm walking down? I mean, I could possibly just be looking upwards all the time. I mean, my character has a strange obsession with clouds. I was joking. I didn't actually meet... No, never mind. All right, I'm going to roll to see if I can see the road. Yes. If there's no relevance, if it doesn't have any relevance to the story, why are you bothering to roll for it in the first place? If there is no tension that's created in terms of your situations, oh, you walk up to the barman, he glares at you, you glare back at him, he reaches under the bar and he hands you a glass of ale. Okay, that was amusing once. But if it's every single time, it's repetitive, it has no relevance, there's no tension created, it's just blah, blah, blah. If the outcome has no relevance, we've already spoken about this, if it's redundant, if it has no bearing whatsoever on the story, if it has no tension, you see a woman walking across the road. Ooh, is she walking mysteriously? No, she's just walking. Why did you tell me that? Because the street's got lots of people walking on it. Yes, it does. You want to describe the insects, the ant trail wandering round down there? Yeah? Now, this is a tricky one, and I'm not going to shout. Reaction. Do not give an ambivalent reaction. What is the difference between ambivalent and ambivalence? Ambivalence and ambiguity. See what I get for trying to be smarmy. The difference between ambiguity is an unintended double meaning. Ambivalence means that you are purposefully being mystical. Oh, I'm giving you a yes, but I'm saying no. I'm saying no, but I'm saying yes. It's kind of a, I'm not really going to tell you what the answer is. You're in charge. Did it hit or didn't it hit? Oh, you're not sure. It might have hit. It might not have hit. Well, did I see it hitting? Yes, you did. But you don't know if it did damage. Did I see blood coming out of him? You did, but it might not have come from your weapon. What's the point? Who are you beating with this witticism of yours? Ambivalence is just a waste of time. It hit, it didn't hit. It moved forward, it didn't move forward. The monster reacted, it didn't react. When you are giving reactions, just make sure that you are clear in the reactions. Remember, this game is played all entirely inside our heads, except when you have a few miniatures or maps on digital online tools and things to look at. Generally speaking, however, we're constructing the scenes in our head. So if you are purposefully ambivalent, you're not clever, you are simply just wasting everyone's time as they try and figure out what the hell you're trying to say. Obfuscation is another one. I love this word, obfuscation. This is the big word section, by the way. Obfuscation means I am hiding, purposefully hiding something from you. I'm obfuscating it. I'm sort of keeping it away. Basically, I mean, you can go look up the term if you really want to. If you are purposefully hiding things from the players, you walk into a room. Oh, you lie down in the room. Okay. Well, the walls shoot spikes out of them because there were spikes there. You didn't ask me if you checked to see if there were spikes sticking out of the walls. Well, those walls now close in and spike you all to death. Ha 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 ha. Wait, what? So the characters walked into a room with our spikes on the walls, but you didn't tell us that part. You kept that quiet. You obfuscated. You said, oh, you walk into a plain stone room, or you walk into the room. You just, what, thought that was clever? No, it's not. Difficult. Don't be difficult. Don't use complicated words. Don't use terminology that doesn't make any sense. Just make it as clear and as plain as possible. I know it sounds like we're trying to dumb down our communication and reduce our diction to a simplistic form of verbal communication only. The game is complicated enough without us adding in our own witty nuances of neural energy. We don't need to do all of that nonsense. Just say it how it is. Use descriptive words to add and enhance, not to confuse or dilute. So don't be a pain in the ass, Amir. It's not worth it. It really isn't. No one thinks you're clever. They just go, oh God, really? We have to go through this again. I have seen very good GMs. They're great at reactions. They have relevant stuff. They don't do ridiculousness. They don't generally do redundancy, but repetition is their downfall. Or the game is great, and then there's something ridiculous happens, and they go, oh no, that's so cool, I'm just going to let it happen. Oh, no. And I know there are people who hate stuff that I do, which can quite easily falls into this space as well. Sometimes I work on it to really make sure that whatever I tell my players, there is value in it, and that value they may not see immediately, but it might come in a little bit later on, or it might never happen. They just don't explore it. It's up to you as to how much of your work is designed to make the game enjoyable and to improve yourself as a communicator and as a storyteller, or to just fall into this section, in which case you are then a that. If you are, confess your sins down below, and all will be forgiven with a little thumbs up. If you have GMs who have done any of these before, share, because perhaps I have not been clear in terms of what these things are. I've tried to cover every aspect to make it feel as if perhaps it's been a little bit redundant, adding in relevance. Perhaps the reaction wasn't as ridiculous as the repetition required it to be. I don't know. I've tried. And that's all that we can hope for. So if you do some of these things and you're going, oh, I should never be a GM, that's not the right answer either. The answer is to look at it and say, okay, great. I'm going to challenge myself to work on just one of these things and just improve on that one. And if you can do that, then you're definitely on the right path to becoming a great GM. And I don't think that there are any GMs out there who don't fall into these sometimes, because we are all only human. Until next time, I wish you and yours the happiest of gaming. So I bounce off the ground because it's actually a marshmallow. Right. This is ridiculous now, and I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't subscribe to your irrelevance, and I think that you're just redundant, and that stupid little bell that you keep ringing you say it every single time. Ring the bell. But repetition is not becoming of a great narrator. You are there. You know what? I'm out. That's it.